Uh, Jordan, I don't think we hung out since what was that Disney movie with the space guy?
Buzz Lightyear.
Forget
Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear. Did we hang out with Buzz Lightyear in the back?
Yeah, we was at Lightyear.
Well, look, one of the things I talked to Morgan about is like how after making that short film, excited was he to grab this cast that he has
Yeah.
and seeing that vision that he created from the beginning and seeing like what's become of it. Like, how do you feel about like this great cast of characters? I mean, from from what everybody expected from all these years of loving Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and watching it in reruns or watching it live, how do you guys feel that y'all come in and filled in positions that are well known and unknown and still like everybody appreciates it. Like the casting has been like perfect. That's been like the one of the
Yeah.
biggest compliments of the series. How does it feel to be a part of that?
Man, number one, it's surreal actually
Hmm.
because I'm not a casting director. I didn't create the show. I didn't do any of this. So that's all kudos to Morgan, especially taking on such a feat as in taking one of the best shows ever and trying to redo it. And on top of that, casting us, perfectly, as you said. I didn't say that, but I do love all of the actors on the show. I believe everybody is extremely talented. I'm not just saying that.
Hmm.
And it's honestly scary how well we did.
Hmm.
It's scary. You take it every day by day. And so it's not like we're like, man, what if we become like the hottest show on Peacock? We never thought that. We just, you take the audition and then you're like, okay, let's see how this is. And then you shoot and you're like, okay, I don't know. And then you see the first episode and you're like, wow, even as a viewer, damn, we was all killing. Like we was
Hmm.
all killing. Now on top of that, now we gotta wait to see if other people thought so. And then everybody's like, hell yeah. Even the naysayers is like, man, I was so wrong. My fault, dog. Yeah, yeah, this looks crazy. And then on top of that, then you gotta wait for the whole rest of the season to come out.
Hmm.
And then the whole rest of the season comes out. And then everyone's like, yo, that was great. Finale's great. You guys were great. Oh my God, I can't believe y'all just did that. And it was still good. And then you got to deal with after people yelling at you because season two ain't come out yet.
Yeah.
And so from all this, I couldn't even imagine the things how that we talk about and where we are now from the beginning. It really is scary and like surreal.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
it's incredible to just be a
so,
part of a huge legacy that meant a lot to me personally and a lot to me as an actor. Um, yeah, and then literally everything Jordan said.
well, Simone, I gotta ask you because Jordan, I mean, you know Jazzy Jeff is still around. Maybe Jordan has hung out with him. We haven't got to that question or anything else, but I mean, he is the litmus test there. He's there. Like Jazzy Jeff is in the physical. For you coming in, creating quote unquote a new character, probably a amalgamation of a lot of characters that appeared on the series. Like how was it for you not having that person to study like Jordan has Jazzy Jeff, like to come into this series and fit in? Um, what was the task for you as an actor to accomplish that task?
Right. So with the original, um, and in research and development process, you would expect for us to look at the last cast because they were
Yeah.
so great and we have the same names. But in reality, because we're all so new, we have such great life and we have new experiences behind us and in front of us. We're completely different people. And so I think it was really studying her and studying my life experience, and really what the thing to study was just the essence, infusing her with what we loved about Lisa was that she moved with such suave. She was so, she humbled people just with her
Absolutely. Yep.
energy. So I think it was a beautiful thing not to have something laid out for us that I had to follow exactly. I think that was also ultimately the best decision for the show
Absolutely.
because no one could
Yeah,
be Nia Long, no one can be Will Smith, no one can be DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Absolutely.
yeah. And Jordan, I gotta ask you. I mean, no spoilers, but episode 4. There's a scene where where you introduce the Islamic faith when you're talking about Hillary Banks' character played by Coco. And I'm not sure if you're Muslim or not, but like how was it to like kind of be in that presence to represent another maybe marginal? I mean, it's a very popular religion around the world, but in America, maybe a marginalized religion, and be able to like display some of their, put on for them. Like how was
Yeah.
that process of bringing that part of the character of Jazzy Jeff to life?
I think that was extremely cool. I'm not Muslim at all, but I've learned one of our writers on the show, Ephraim, he is Muslim, so we would talk about it a lot. I wanted to make sure that I did things right, like in the prayer scene. I wanted to make sure that I did the prayer scene right, or like if I was overdoing certain things, like should I actually say this? Should I do this? And like you said, it's a popular religion. But if you are going to do something like that on TV, you want to do it right. You don't want to, insult the religion because of certain things that are going on. So I think that was my main focus in during that scene. But I think what was cool too is that like I'm not um like a heavy Muslim on the show. And I think that was funny about that whole entire scene with Hillary, and she comes in and she's dressed down, and I'm like, this is not even how I even told you to come dressed, like she's basically overdoing it, and I'm like, yo, you're kind of doing too much. So I think that I am even killed in that, and so hopefully I don't offend anyone. Hopefully I did it right and can put on for the Muslim community.
Let me guess. You are the mystery person who got the perfect score on the calculus test?
Guilty. How'd you do?
B plus. And I studied so hard even for that. You should go for it.
The Founders Award? Yeah, I'm not so sure it'd be worth the disappointment.
This is the closest thing to a guaranteed ticket to the Ivy League, so why not try?
Yeah, well, first I'd have to get nominated, and then I'd have to get votes from the students, faculty, and alumni. There's a reason no black student has ever won.
So you'd be the first. Carlton, you got elected class president.
Yeah, well, a lot has changed since then, Lise.
Sure, but I've seen you lately and you've been making an effort. You've been going to the BSU. It's not crazy to think that they'd nominate you if you stay involved.
Look, why don't you just go for it?
I'm going to be fourth legacy generation at Howard. But you've always wanted to go to Harvard or Yale.
Princeton, actually.
Right. Why that one?
I don't know, I want to start a new legacy.
And last question, Simone. With your interactions with Carlton's character and talking about mental health is something that's maybe a generational shift from when the show was out. I think during that time, Black people just had to deal with whatever they was dealing with, and mental health wasn't really a tangible situation for us to like seek out help or whatever. How do you feel bringing to light anxiety or whatever that people deal with in the mental health space for Black people within the dialogue of your character, especially your interaction with your ex-boyfriend on the show, played by Carlton Banks?
Yeah. Wow. I think this version of Lisa brings the show forward in a lot of ways, but in the conversation of mental health, I think she's not a beacon of light, but she's definitely a little bit of a mirror to be like, all right, are we looking good? Like she's a little bit of a checkpoint, and because she's real and she's honest and she's reasonable. So anything that doesn't go fit in those categories, if you're talking to Lisa, you'd be like, all right, let's check up, let's see what we're doing. And so I think Lisa shows she reveals a lot about themselves. She reveals a lot about Will and his decisions that he makes with me. She reveals a lot about, just because Carlton opens up and is vulnerable and trusts her. And I think that says a lot about Black women. I think that says a lot about girls. I bet about how we step up and show up. And I also think it's not perfect. We get to see what we do when we're without that mirror, when we're without that voice of reason.
Yeah. Well, I want y'all to hear this and believe this. My channel just crossed 500,000 subscribers. I was Yara Shahidi's first interview, Michael B. Jordan's first interview on here, Chadwick Boseman's first. And I'm gonna be riding with you guys for the entirety of your career. Believe that. And I'm supporting y'all and cheering for y'all. And I think this is a great jump off or addition to everything y'all done previous to this. And I can't wait to see whatever y'all got coming up. So cheers to you guys. Keep doing it. I love the show. I've only seen 4 episodes so far, but can't wait to see the rest of the season.
Yeah,
Jay,
thank you.
Jay, I appreciate you, man, for real.